So avoid these 5 Minneapolis suburbs if you are moving from out of state. So if you're searching for the best suburbs in the Twin Cities, pause for a second. Those lists do not always tell the whole story. Some suburbs look perfect online. People move here expecting a certain lifestyle. Then 6 months later, the day-to-day reality looks completely different than the Shangri-La they saw online, right? So today we're talking about 5 suburbs around Minneapolis that appear on almost every best place to live list. They still surprise a lot of people moving here from out of state. So each one has the right buyer, and I'll show you exactly who that buyer is. Later in this video, I will also show you which suburb causes the most regret for relocating buyers. So let's start with one of the most popular. Suburb number 1, Maple Grove. You could build a brand new home in Maple Grove, live in a polished planned neighborhood, have trails right outside your door, yet still feel frustrated 6 months later. Listing photos do not show you the reason. Search Maple Grove online and everything looks great. New homes, wide streets, beautiful shopping areas. The Arbor Lakes district has nearly every store and restaurant you could want. I wish we had something like that in the South Metro, but we don't yet. We're waiting. But it is a fantastic shopping and restaurant area. I can attest to that. So major builders like Lennar continue building in neighborhoods like Rush Hollow. Everything looks clean and new. On paper, it feels absolutely perfect. Here's the catch. Maple Grove is one of the most car-dependent suburbs in the entire Twin Cities metro. On a map, the city sits about 13 miles from downtown Minneapolis. Light traffic can mean a 20 to 25-minute drive. Rush hour is different. I-94 and 494 get very busy. Commutes can stretch much longer. Public transit is limited compared to suburbs that are closer to the city. People relocating often expect quicker access to Minneapolis. That expectation creates frustration. Daily life can turn into a series of car trips. Home to work, work to Target, Target back home. Most errands require your car keys. So for buyers coming from cities like Chicago or Denver, that suburban sprawl can feel bigger than expected. Now, let's talk about home prices. As of early 2026, the median sales price sits in the mid 400,000s. New construction often lands between the mid 400,000s and the mid 500,000s. Maple Grove works well for buyers who want newer homes, large parks, and clean neighborhoods. Elm Creek Park Reserve sits nearby. It's one of the largest parks in the metro. Arbor Lakes adds a strong shopping and restaurant area. The key is understanding what car-dependent life actually feels like before moving here. For some buyers, it works perfectly. For others, it becomes a daily frustration. If Maple Grove feels close but not quite right, the next suburb might surprise you. So suburb number 2, Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie appears on almost every best place to live list. Buyers see that, get excited, and sometimes make an offer quickly. What many people do not calculate right away is the full monthly cost. Eden Prairie is a very well-run city. The Golden Triangle business area creates a strong local job base. Major highways connect the city to the rest of the metro with ease. Photos show lakes, trails, and established neighborhoods, and they're not lying. Those are all right there. For someone relocating from out of state, it can look like the perfect suburb. In many ways, it is. The surprise comes later. Home prices generally land in the mid 400,000s to mid 500,000s. Some neighborhoods push well above that mark. Property taxes in Eden Prairie sit in the low 1% range. That number is higher than the national average. Recent levy increases have pushed tax bills higher, unfortunately. So townhomes and association communities often include HOA fees in the low to mid hundreds per month. Add together mortgage, taxes, and HOA dues, and monthly payments can surprise buyers who focused only on the listing price. None of this means Eden Prairie is a bad choice. It simply means you need to budget for the full cost of home ownership, not the partial cost. The city offers strong job access, parks, lakes, shopping, and established neighborhoods. Buyers who want stability, amenities, and long-term value often love it here. Just understand the true cost before committing to Eden Prairie. Next, we move to a suburb with the opposite price story. Suburb number 3, Shakopee. Shakopee immediately stands out for one reason: price. Buyers searching around the metro often notice the difference right away. Typical home values sit in the low to mid 400s compared to many suburbs closer to Minneapolis that can feel like a major discount. Entertainment is growing here. Canterbury Park, Valley Fair, and new redevelopment around the Canterbury district. The Mystic Lake Amphitheater opens this summer of 2026 with nearly 19,000 seats. Growth is happening. Here's the catch. Shakopee sits about 24 miles from downtown Minneapolis. The main route is Highway 169. Light traffic can mean about 30 minutes. Rush hour, that changes pretty quickly. Commutes can stretch to 45 or 50 minutes, sometimes, especially with snow, unfortunately longer. Transit options are limited. Bus trips to Minneapolis can exceed 1 hour. Some routes take closer to 1 hour and 45 minutes, including a transfer. Retail and dining continue growing, but some areas still feel like bedroom communities. Shakopee works well for buyers who work nearby or work remotely. The price per square foot is strong and reasonable. You often get more house for your money, which who doesn't love that? Just be honest about how much Highway 169 commute matters to you and how frustrated you get when you're driving long times in rush hour traffic, because you're going to get some of that if you live in Shakopee and you are not working remotely. So suburb number 4 is Brooklyn Park. Many buyers get excited about Brooklyn Park for one reason: price, and close to Minneapolis. Homes often land in the low to mid 300s. Square footage can be higher than in trendier suburbs, and distance to downtown is quite reasonable. That combination gets a lot of attention. Here's the reality buyers sometimes miss: the housing stock is older. Many homes were built between the mid-60s and the early 80s, some even earlier than that. Systems like electrical, plumbing, windows, and roofing may be approaching the end of their life expectancy. Listing photos don't show those details. Inspections sometimes reveal expensive updates: electrical panels, roof replacements, original plumbing. This does not mean every house has problems. It simply means buyers should look carefully beyond cosmetic updates. The upside is value. Brooklyn Park offers larger homes at lower prices close to the city. The city is also investing in infrastructure and redevelopment. Homes often go under contract in about 30 days. Buyer demand remains strong. Brooklyn Park works best for buyers comfortable evaluating older homes. A strong inspection is essential. Suburb number 5, Woodbury. Woodbury does not have a quality problem. It has a geography problem. Woodbury sits east of St. Paul, not west or north of Minneapolis like many buyers expect. Reaching downtown Minneapolis requires driving west through St. Paul on I-94. Light traffic can mean about 30 minutes. Rush hour can stretch that to 45 minutes or more. The section near 35E often slows down. Transit has improved. The Gold Line bus rapid transit opened in 2025. It connects Woodbury to downtown St. Paul in about 30 minutes. Travel to Minneapolis still requires a transfer, unfortunately, at this point. Home prices typically sit in the mid 400,000s. Listings often range between the low 400,000s and high 400,000s. Newer homes can reach 500,000 or more. Woodbury is clean, newer, and very well maintained. Retail and parks are super strong in Woodbury. The key is understanding the commute. Woodbury works very well for people working in St. Paul or on the east side of the metro. For daily Minneapolis commuters, the distance can become frustrating. frustrating. So the right suburb is not always the one with the best reputation. It's the place where your daily life actually works. Every suburb on this list creates problems for the same reason. Buyers choose the image instead of the fit. If you're relocating to the Twin Cities and want help sorting through all of these options, email us at team@hhgus.com. Tell us your price range, where you're going to work, and what matters most to you. And don't miss our monthly webinar for home buyers to answer all of your questions about moving to the Twin Cities. The link is down below in this description here. So we've helped over 3,700 families move here, and we'll give you an honest answer about what fits your situation. Another video is linked here showing the hidden suburb most relocators completely overlook. Once you see it, you'll understand why so many buyers miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video and at the next house.